Hi, and thanks for joining me on this lovely, gloomy, rainy Friday morning. I live in the US, so it is the day immediately following Thanksgiving, which is called Black Friday, which means that today is the day when we all go out and buy a bunch of shit we don't need. And I thought that I would not do that, and instead I would get through a bunch of books that I need to read because my library and physical TBR pile have grown a little bit, and I kind of need to clear some of them out because I have a bunch of holds coming my way on longer books, and I need to read some of the stuff and get it out of the way. So I was originally going to do a 24-hour readathon, and then I remembered that I'm 31 and I like to sleep, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to do a week's worth of holiday Christmas themed reading. So I have 4 books to get through. I have 2 romances, a mystery, and a classic. The 2 romances are In a Holidaze by Christina, which I have as an audiobook from my local library. I also have, I think it's A Very Alaska Christmas. I'm not sure, but it's by Debbie Macomber. I'm feeling that it's going to be very annoying for me, but I want to read it. It sounds kind of cute. I do have 1 classic. I have A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. That's only 4 hours on audiobook. I actually don't think I've ever fully completed anything by Charles Dickens because he was a long-winded man, so I'm going to try reading this. Lastly, my favorite that I am so excited for is I have A Hercule Poirot Christmas by Agatha Christie, and I love Agatha Christie, so I'm very excited. The goal is to finish them all by the end of the week and see how many I can get through in 24 hours. I think I might start with one of the romances first. I think I'm going to start with In a Holidaze. It's an audiobook, so you'll see me with my headphones on because then I can go around the house and do chores. But first, sustenance. So I'm about a quarter through Holidaze. We have a main character who every year for Christmas goes to Park City on holiday with her family, her family's close friends that they've all kind of grown up together, and they have all these Christmas traditions that they do together every year in this like cabin in a very quaint, beautiful winter setting. And basically she starts living the plot of Groundhog Day, and she's trying to figure out why she keeps reliving this like Christmas holiday. She takes it pretty well, I gotta say. Like she works through the trauma of it pretty quickly. It's also slightly reminding me of the TV series Russian Doll. When she gets off track from what I think the universe is trying to guide her towards, she gets reset rather harshly. It's obviously a romance. Right now, I think she hasn't quite figured out she needs to try to fix things with her childhood love interest, which is what I'm suspecting is going to happen. I also do have one thought about a potential plot twist, which I'm going to see if I'm right about. It's very holiday whimsical, and I'm going to keep listening to it while I'm editing for a little while. So I'm about halfway through Holidaze, and I'm a little confused. I like where this is probably going and what it's trying to say about like family and Christmas traditions. I'm liking where it's going there. I don't know if I like the love interest, like at all, and I kind of don't know how I feel about the other distracting male confusion that's happening in the story. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like if I'm halfway through a romance, I should know if I like the love interest or not. But we're gonna keep going. I'm probably gonna give this like another solid hour and a half of audiobook. I might switch to another book for the evening, so we'll see. I spectacularly failed at trying to read multiple books in a day. Instead, I watched the finale of the Great British Bake Off, which I'm very pleased about. No spoilers, but I did. That's who I wanted to win, and I'm really pleased about it. I've been binge watching Taskmaster with my husband because that is a TV show that I'm now completely addicted to. I finished Holidaze this morning. I had kind of like mixed feelings about it. I think I'm gonna put it in the 3.5 star territory. It was a very vanilla love story. Without any spoilers, this is what I'm going to say. The time loop was underutilized. The main conflict to the vanilla romance could have been written as a more interesting triangle situation. It was like a 3-star read, but it was like 4.5 sleigh bells for Christmas spirit. So we're gonna rate everything on overall rating and in sleigh bells, which is the currency of Christmas spirit. So now I'm gonna try reading Christmas in Alaska by Debbie Macomber. I think I'm gonna hate this book because I usually hate books that are set in Alaska because they're problematic. This is actually 2 stories in one. The first story is called Mail Order Bride. The second story is called The Snow Bride. And based on what the blurbs are on the back, it's the same story, but with a different ending. Is what I'm guessing. So we're gonna give this a go. All right, I'm like 30 pages in and I'm already so upset. So this woman is an idiot, okay? Her great aunts get drunk and decide to send her to Alaska as a mail order bride, and the dude picks her. And this woman ignores every warning sign from every person that indicates that this is not a vacation. I'm not saying she'd be like murdered immediately in a thriller, but this should be a thriller. This doesn't feel like a romance. This feels like a how this woman got murdered because she was very, very stupid. She didn't even realize she was getting married because she was drunk. All right. So I'm done with The Mail Order Bride, which is first of 2 stories. Wow. That was a hostage kidnapping scenario. Several crimes were committed, and I think feminism might have been sent back at least a half century by this book alone. So, yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Very fast read. I actually gonna give it maybe a half a star. Only 1 sleigh bell. Not a whole lot of Christmas cheer. They said Merry Christmas at the end. That was about all the Christmas in the book. And I think we're gonna need something stronger than tea to make it through The Snow Bride. Alright, so we have finished Christmas in Alaska. The second story was significantly better than the first. The characters were actually funny. They had some depth. There was actually some awareness that their plot was closer to a thriller, and the female character had some survival instinct. It's essentially hilariously the same story twice. Both of them are being flown or choosing to fly up to Alaska to be secretly married off to a man, or choosing to meet someone that they met on the internet. And in the first book, she goes with the guy and gets married to him, and in the second book, a handsome pilot intervenes and he lightly kidnaps her to avoid her meeting this man who's apparently a bad dude. Pretty wholesome romance, very PG, heavy kissing sort of things, but mostly pretty clean. There was a lot of pining for people, which, because it's an Alaskan romance, there's plenty of pine and spruce in there, so I don't feel like it was totally necessary. The Snow Bride, I would say, was significantly better. Solid, like, 2-star romance. It's good, bad romance. But still only one sleigh bell. There's very little Christmas in this. Despite saying Christmas in Alaska, the main Christmas draw in this is that it was snowing. And I say that's only worth one sleigh bell. Next, I have to read Hercule Poirot's Christmas. And it's gotta be Christmassy, right? Please, it's about murder. It's gotta be festive. Thank you. Oh, I do look like our dog. Alright, so today is Tuesday, and I have finished all the Christmas books on my list. I finished Hercule Poirot's Christmas yesterday. I thought it was really good. It was a solid 4.5-star read. I love everything by Agatha Christie, so it was a nice closed room murder, so there's a man who's killed inside a locked room, and we have our cast of characters in an old Victorian fancy estate that are all the suspects. For once, I did guess one aspect of the murder. I guessed one of the problems with the murder scene. I was, however, as usual, completely wrong about who I thought the murderer was. I don't think I've actually come anywhere close on guessing the murderer in an Agatha Christie book, so still batting 0 on that one. Also, again, despite the slaying, yeah, I'm not apologizing for that. This actually didn't have much Christmas in it either. So I don't think you need to wait to read this around holiday times. It's not even that wintry. It's just kind of set near Christmas. In fact, most of the Christmas that was happening in this book was like a character complaining about how it wasn't Christmassy enough. And they were all like, well, maybe next year, since there was a murder. On those grounds, I'm afraid I'm still gonna have to only give this 2 sleigh bells. Sad. Also, there was cause for celebration because Hercule Poirot's Christmas was officially my 100th book of the year. I have officially met my 100 book per year reading goal. Yay! Yay! And then immediately passed it because I also finished Dickens. I read my first full Charles Dickens book. I read A Christmas Carol, and I'm upset. I'm upset because I really enjoyed it, and that's deeply annoying for me because the man writes really long ass, hard to read books, and that's upsetting because now I'm gonna actually want to read Dickens. Shit. It was absolutely great. On audiobook, I think it was only 3 hours, 20 minutes, so it was short. I've seen multiple Christmas Carol adaptations. My personal favorite, I die hard for A Muppet Christmas Carol, and my husband dies hard for the 1999 Sir Jean-Luc Picard version. So that's a common fight in our household. But apparently the Sir Patrick Stewart one is available on Netflix, so I may wind up watching that later. But anyway, because I've seen a multitude of adaptations and the story itself is actually fairly short, I knew most of the dialogue, which was really bizarre. So even though I've never read the book, I knew a lot of the lines. It was great and lovely and heartwarming, and there was so much Christmas. I'm gonna have to give it both 5 stars and 5 sleigh bells. This is so upsetting. But I'm officially done. I did complete my holiday reads within a week. So I finished in 5 days, so a little bit ahead of schedule, which is fantastic because I just got some holds at the library that I've been waiting a really long time for. I just got Agatha, which has been on hold for 6 months. So we're finally gonna dive into that since I've never read the series. Thanks for watching my strange Christmas themed reading extravaganza. I hope you enjoyed it. In the comments below, let me know if you've read any Christmas books this season or if you're going to read any holiday themed books this year. And it can be any holiday, it doesn't have to be Christmas. Thanks for watching my channel. If you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing. Merry Christmas.